Hey guys, my name's Lauren Terry from brightsonwhite.com, and I wanted to show you a quilt preview for my gingham quilt pattern. So this pattern, to get the full instructions, you can go to my Etsy shop, Brights on White at Etsy. And the pattern comes in 4 sizes: baby, crib, twin, and queen. So that's kind of fun. I'm sorry I'm a little sick, but I can do this anyway. So when you're making this, you have to pick 3 colors that are monochromatic. You want a dark shade, a medium shade, and a light shade. Or you could do white and then like a light blue and a dark blue, or a light pink and a dark red, something like that. But you'll have essentially 3 shades of colors, and you want to sew a medium shade and a dark shade together, and then a light shade and a medium shade together. And then you're going to take these strips and you're going to sew press the seam allowance towards the medium shaded fabric. So you can see that this seam allowance, I've pressed it so that it's all going this way, and then same on this strip set. I've pressed it so that the seam allowance is going towards the medium fabric there. Okay, then we're going to cut those into little sections like this, and you're going to put your dark shaded section in the top left hand corner, and then you'll put it so that your medium shaded fabric is kitty corner from each other. All right, now because of the way we press the seam allowances, when you fold these right sides together, it should be nesting. So that means that this seam allowance is going this way, the one on the bottom is going this way, and that way you can kind of like wiggle them so that they kind of lock in place or nest. Okay, and you're going to place a pin just right in there, and then we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam right along that edge. Also, in this pattern, you're not going to do any back stitching, and I'll show you why in a minute. So don't back stitch, just go straight down. See this part up close. So I have my 2 units here. I've placed them right sides together, nested the seams, and sewn my seam allowance right here, 1/4 inch. Now let me show you how we're going to do the back of this. So it's really important that you do this the correct way, because it's going to prepare all the rest of your seams for nesting across the whole quilt. So I'm going to place 2 fingers right here and 2 fingers right here, and then I'm going to do a twisting like that, twisting them opposite ways, okay? And what happens is, there, if you've done it right, there should be a little 4 patch right here in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and press this. And you can see now each of my seam allowances are going a different direction. This one's going this way, this way, this way, and then this top one is going this way. So if you do all of your 4 patches like this, or your 4 squares like this, then what that'll do is, when you're ready to start sewing your next 4 patch along here, you'll place these right sides together, and because this one also has a 4 patch, the seams are already all pressed in the right direction, so that when I place these together, they're going to be nesting. All right, and it's going to be able to create all these nice, really sharp intersections in the middle of your where all of your intersections are will look really sharp. And the reason that you don't want to backstitch is that when you're putting these ones together, if you backstitch and then you sew it, and then you're getting ready to open up the 4 patch, if you've backstitched on all these other edges when you try to twist open your 4 patch, then it's gonna be stuck. It won't be able to twist. So if you forget though, because I did the first time I made this quilt, and you're trying to twist open your 4 patch and it's not working, just get your unpicker, and what you'll do is just come right along here, and you'll just have to unpick the little spot that you backstitched. But if you can just remind yourself not to backstitch, it makes it a lot easier. So here, I just want to show you how this looks now. I have 4 of these 4 squares together to make one big block, and you can see that at each intersection there's a little 4 patch. Okay. And so I've ironed all of those seam allowances to follow the 4 patches. Okay, and just one last word of caution is that when you're flipping these over and you're going to do your 4 patch, make sure you just do them all the same way. because if I did half of them with the black square here and half of them with the black square here, then when I twist them open, it might mess up the nesting for later on. So as long as they're all uniform, as long as you twist them open and do it the same way, then it becomes a really nice trick because everything is nice and squared
So you're going to repeat that. This is called, in my pattern, this is called a 4 square. And what you'll do is you'll make a bunch of these and then sew them together in rows like this. So again, you fold it right sides together. It should nest, and then you'll sew it so you have rows like that. And then you'll sew them into what I call big blocks, which is just 4 of the little 4 patches or 4 squares sewn together. So we have 4 black ones in here and 4 white ones in here. And this is our big block. And you can see that at each of the intersections back here, we've got one of those little 4 patches. Because each time when we're pressing our seams open, you're going to do that same thing where you put your fingers on one side and the other side and then you twist. And that makes it so that when the whole quilt comes together, all of these seams are going to be pressed the right way so that they can nest with the other seams. So here, let me show you. Here's another big block that I have. So I'm going to put these right sides together. And because I was uniform with making all of these little 4 patches, then each of these seams, I'm going to put a pin right there. Each of these seams are just nesting automatically for me, so I don't have to keep track of that. Okay, and then if you want to do a different sized quilt, it's just a different number. You make a different number of these big blocks. And then it just comes together really fast and fun. So there you have it, the Gingham